3, 2, 1, go!
Boom, y'all. Back in the building. That's right. Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We in the place. This your boy, Coach Chuck, the podcast pastor.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Big Bro Los, coming at you with the podcast. Glad to be here.
And your boy D-Moss, C-Moss, better known as Coach Smurf, in the building. Ooh, you get the button.
Yes, sir. We on it today. We on it today, man. Hey, I'm glad to be here with y'all cats, man. Let's do what we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all showing love in y'all family as well.
Love you, bro.
Love, bro. Always.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Start
sir.
this thing off right. We
Gotta start off right. Gotta
Yes, sir.
start off right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
right. We love one another. You know what I'm saying? It's important. We need love. Love is our fuel to keep going. But bro, I think I know you got something good for me today. I'm gonna let you break this thing open and let's hit it. Let's
Okay,
hit
well,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
to
Give him the topic first. Give
oh
him
yeah,
the topic
today we're gonna talk about taking the next step.
first. I just had to do that.
Taking the next step.
Yes, sir. Which is important.
Taking the next step.
The next
That's
step.
what we're gonna talk about today. You know, because in everything we do, especially when we want to progress, you know, you gotta take the next step. Gotta make the move, bro. You know, so we gonna put some information out here that we came across, you know, to help all of us. You know, because I want to take the next step.
Yes, sir.
You know,
And it goes so many ways.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you talking about, I want to take the
I
next
want to
step.
take the next step.
It goes so many ways because if you stuck in something, you can't think your way out of it. You gotta take the next step.
Yes, sir.
You got to start to come out of something. So, I mean, let's take the next step, bro. It goes so many ways. So many ways. We actually got a picture on the wall that says "Take the next step," which we didn't think about when you came up with this topic.
Yeah.
But it's important. I think it's important because a lot of people, because life is a journey.
yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? And it's impossible to travel on your journey without taking steps.
Right.
You know, I remember shout out to my old foreman at the city. He used to say, man, you can't think it done. You got to do it done.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I think that's what it boiled down to. So I think it's going to be a great episode, especially for my fellas. Because also with taking steps, I think it's also about being, of course, strategic, as we talked about in the last
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
But it's about being patient, being direct, being intentional. You know what I'm saying? If you think about when somebody get in bad accidents and they want to rebuild that person, rebuild their entire life, they have to teach them how to walk again. They teach them one
One
step
step at a time.
one step at a time. You know, and I think some of us, I know for me, sometimes I can get so far out there that I have such a great vision and so many things I want to do that, like, when a baby start walking, they take 5 quick steps then
Right.
fall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you notice a baby really start to walk, they take one step at a time. And I think it's important that some of us, in certain areas and certain times of our life, that we slow down
Okay.
and take one step at a time. But I think you got some bullet points.
I do.
Let's hit them with these bullet points, and then
We gonna hit them. We gonna hit them with them, bro. But real quick, I want to say, we want to take these steps. You know, so we want to take the next step. You know, because a lot of times in life, we don't move. You know, we don't talk about it. We don't stay stuck, stay on pause. You know, being idle. You know, so we want to be able to move. You know, whichever way it is. You know, whichever towards whatever goal.
Make sure it's in the
or
right
what we're trying to
direction.
go to, you know what I'm saying? So. I don't know, bro. I got a few things I think that'll relate to it. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? So one of the things I wrote down is move forward. You know,
get this energy going.
move forward. Move forward.
Energy a little low.
Because what
You
you
know.
mean is, if you're taking a step, you can always take a step backwards, too.
Right.
So you
right,
need to go forward, huh?
Right. We want to move forward, bro. What
At
you
all
got on, what
times.
you got on move forward?
Woo! My fellas,
Uh-oh, look at the pastor.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta you gotta let things go.
Mm.
You know, you got. I think now I can talk about me, a big testament to myself. I remember when I got locked up, when I got out of prison, then I ended up getting locked back up. And so I received the alternative sentence, and I had to go to this drug rehab. And we had to go to this counseling session. We had to go to a therapy, like, counseling thing every day. And in the class, we had to say, my name is such and such, and I'm an alcoholic, or I'm a drug addict, or whatever we had to say. And I refused to say it. And after watching me so much in the class, I was so hard and critical on myself because of the mistakes I had made and the failures I made and the patterns of the failures and stuff that I had in my life, that the counselor gave me a book, and the book was Forgiving Yourself.
Okay.
And she was telling me it's going to be impossible for me to move forward in life until I forgive myself and let go of the mistakes that I had made and the things I have done.
Gotta forgive yourself.
Gotta forgive yourself.
Gotta
So,
forgive yourself.
so to my felons, my brothers, my sisters, even the non-felons, but I have to say to my felons, because a lot of times we commit crimes and we do things and we burn bridges and we use people and we hurt people and we steal from people, we take from people. We have to get to a point that if you're going to move forward, if you're going to take the next step in life to whatever the next step is for you, that you got to let things go. You can't go back and undo what you already done.
Right.
You can't unsay what you already said.
Right.
All you could do is make amends to it. You can apologize. You can make certain things right, but you got to let go. You can't beat yourself up, because if you beat yourself up, then in your mind, you make yourself non-deserving, as we talked about in that episode.
Why Not
what it was
Us,
called,
Why
Why Not
Not-
Us, Why Not Now?
Why
You
Not
have
Now?
to, you have to deserve it.
Right.
But when you don't move forward from the mistakes you made and from the people you hurt, you don't consider yourself to be deserving to deserve any great thing in life. And then you start to settle for any little thing that come your way. So taking the next step to whatever you want in your life, like you say, keep move forward. Some stuff, man, you got to let go. You can't lay there and beat yourself by that night. You can't do nothing about what you already done. You only could do something about what you're getting ready to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Say that again?
So you can't, I hope I can say it again.
Oh.
You can't do nothing about what you already done. You only could do something about what you're getting ready to do. And that's the attitude and the mind
Testament
frame
right there.
that my felons had to have, that I had to have when I got out of prison, that enabled me to take next steps, to write a book, to build certain businesses, to start a podcast. I had to let go of what I did. I had to stop being so critical of myself. I had certain meetings with some of my kids' mothers where I apologized. I gave them an opportunity to ask questions. I did that with some of my kids because I had to let it go.
Yeah.
And some stuff I couldn't let go until I talked to the person that I hurt. I talked to the person I lied to. And maybe to move forward, some of us need to do that. Some guys, now we're finna go somewhere we ain't planning on going, but some dudes, you may need to sit down with your kid's mother first and give her an opportunity to ask some questions about why she was treated certain kind of ways. I had to do that. But after me and a couple of my baby mamas had that conversation, we were able to move forward. Not just me, we were able to move forward because whatever resentment, whatever ill feeling she had towards me, we was able to talk about it. And I was able to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then I had to do that with some of my kids, because some of my kids, we had something in between our relationships. And there was a lot of things that I did on my end, but it enabled us to be able to move forward. Okay. And more or less enabled me to be able to move forward. Because I used to think, because, you know, you said this before, I'm going to try not to talk these whole 20 minutes. You said this before,
Go ahead, bro.
that in our minds, that we think it and make it actually worse than what it actually is. I don't remember what podcast it was, but I remember you saying that. And it's almost like people think sometimes you tell people your credit ain't as bad as you think your credit real bad. It ain't as bad as you think it is if you look at it. And I figured out, I used to beat myself up by it because I would be going to jail and not being there for my kids a lot of times like I wanted to. And I convinced myself that I wasn't a great father, but after having these conversations with my kids, I was a great father. There was some things I can improve on.
Some mistakes.
You know, like I don't talk on the phone long, you know, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as bad as I made myself out to be in my own mind. Right. But until I had that conversation, I was never able to forgive myself for the mistakes I made, which means that I didn't think I deserved anything, and that's why I never had anything. Move forward.
Move forward.
Let it go.
Move
my
forward.
brother, my sister, let it go. Talk with who you need to talk to, and let it go.
It's very important in taking the next step, because we all should want to take the next step.
Yes, sir.
We should all want to take the next step. You know, again, when we're moving forward, forgiving yourself plays a major role in that. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you don't forgive yourself, you know, or when you feel like you ain't done nothing wrong, you know, then you're not gonna move forward. You know, did you wonder why you're not? Why the next step hasn't happened? You know, because you haven't done what you need to do. Exactly. You know, you haven't had those conversations with your kids or your baby mama or friends.
Fellas, you got to do that. Trust me,
it is.
You'd be surprised.
You know? Yeah, you know, I mean, I think as a man, you know, you should want to be the best man you can be.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because regardless of our father, you know, my daddy, your daddy, same daddy, you know,
same mama.
he wasn't that educated, you know. He didn't know a lot, you know, but he was the best man he could be, you know.
Which was good enough
A lot
for
of
me.
faults, you know. But the one thing I always had to talk about my daddy, you know, what he probably never knew. In his wrongdoing, he was teaching us. Bro.
Yeah.
He was teaching us, you know. He was doing some things, you know, but in the process of him doing these things which was wrong, you know, he had an alcohol problem, you know. But to me, he was saying, son, don't do this. Don't do this, son. Don't do this. He was being the best man he could be, and he probably didn't even know it. So as a man, that's what we should want to be.
And
you know?
and talk, you about to make me cry.
Listen.
Talk to Smurfs up too. Don't be looking all in my face like that.
Listen. While y'all
Got me
talking,
about
I'm
to
thinking
cry up
about
here,
something
man.
totally different with moving forward.
Okay, what you got?
Because sometimes you can feel, how do I want to put this?
Talk to me. What you got? Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Everything on moving forward.
Sometimes you got to learn to let some things go to move forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to learn how to leave some things behind, or
There
a
you go.
person
I'm
behind.
finna say it sound like something you want to say.
Yeah,
You trying to figure out how to say it. Yeah, we just don't say names. But go ahead, get that. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to leave
some
that
stuff
person behind,
Okay.
or some stuff behind to move forward.
Okay.
Ooh, let me throw this in there. Podcast passer while you figure out how
while
you
I
gonna
figure
say
out
what
how
you
I'ma say
trying
that,
to say
yeah.
without putting people out there. That's why that book tell us, let us lay aside. It's two ways. Every sin, I ain't talking about that, and every weight that so easily beset us. Some of us trying to move forward and we carrying weight and it's too heavy and it's stopping us from going where we need to go. Right. That's why I hear Smurf coming with it.
I got it.
Let's go. Run with it.
Sometimes you feel guilty
There we go.
by being selfless and selfish for yourself to move forward, to better yourself, because you feel like you have to stay in some place that you shouldn't be in because of certain situations that you don't need to be in.
And I've been there before. And
I've been there before.
I'm going to throw me out there. Let's talk about in relationships.
In relationships.
And especially as men, in a lot of situations, we get in relation. I have been in relationship with women, but I know we get in relationship with women, they have kids, and there's a bond that's developed there. And sometimes the relationship is pretty much dead and over, but you feel obligated to stay there for the kids because I've been there. And now you miserable.
Got to get out of the class.
And now you miserable because you're unhappy, but you feel like you got to stay in the situation because a child not call you daddy when they'll call the next man daddy too.
Yeah.
Who come in and put that time in.
for
But so sometimes, and you know what I learned about a lot of those situations, those relationships, that a lot of times both of y'all thinking the same thing, but just ain't nobody saying they think it's over. Yeah. You and the woman, both of y'all feel the same way, but ain't nobody talking about it, and you don't know both of y'all ready to part y'all ways.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. You got something.
Yeah. I mean,
Now we don't really
We
shift.
done changed shifts all over. I was trying not to say nothing, but
we pivoted, but you pivoted like we pivoted on the topic a little bit, but we still on it because I have been through that same thing as well, you know, because again, you know, you have to recognize the situation, you know, and just because again that child calls you daddy, you know, really daddy is a title.
Yeah.
You know,
you can
being a father is a way of life.
Yeah.
It's outside the house.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be in the house.
It's a way of life.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
because what I found out was by staying there,
It makes it worse.
you know, you're trying to do the right thing. You know, you at least what you think is the right thing.
Yeah.
You know? But what you don't realize is what
subjecting
they're
them to
gonna
all the negative. Yes, Lord.
they're gonna see a whole lot that they didn't have to see because you
wasn't there.
chose to stay there
Yes,
because you
Lord.
thought you were doing the right thing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? And now
All right, D.
you have planted a seed of that negativity in there to the child. You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
if you would have left when you were supposed to leave,
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
still held on as a father and done the things you supposed
Bring
to
it
do.
on home. Bring it on home.
But I'm just saying, you know, but now they done seen these fights.
Huh.
Now, I mean, I ain't
Yes.
maybe a hand to blow,
Maybe
not,
physical,
you know,
yeah.
maybe, you know, but sometimes verbal abuse.
It's
is
a
100 times
a lot worse.
it is.
But this is what they have seen, you know, and now your son, you know, whoever son that may have been, they might take on that trait, bro.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might take on that trait.
Instead of just leaving.
Instead of just leaving,
And then-
he would have never had to see his daddy
Yes.
in that form.
Yes, Lord.
You know, so
and you've taught him. Oh, that's
Oh.
that's
We
the
didn't-
prayer time.
we
Oh my
didn't
God, the prayer
move
time.
forward. You should have moved forward.
I'm cutting
You know
my
what I'm saying?
camera off now.
You should have took the next step. You should have moved forward. You know, so
It only did it for a minute.
That's
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like how you brought
I
it
ain't
up
mean to go
because it
that
goes
way.
back to whatever episode we was talking about where things become seeds. So now you're teaching
Self-sabotage.
you're teaching that son in there to it's all right to be miserable.
Miserable self-sabotage.
It's all right to stay in a situation that no longer feeds you, that drains, that
Draining
takes
you.
from you.
And
And instead of teaching him, instead of just you and mama having a conversation with him if they're of age, hey, we got to split up, that's what it is, but I'll still be here every weekend to get
You know what that means?
You know what I'm saying? Teaching him how, like you say, teaching him the difference between daddy and father. I was daddy while we were living here. Now I'm finna show you what father like.
Father
Because I don't live here,
No more,
but I'm still in your life every day.
Exactly.
I'm still, and when you act up, your mama still calling me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good because we teach now. Because now you have to think about, which is another consciousness.
For the fellas
By
that's
me
coming
staying
home.
here and this boy seeing me argue with his mama, what am I teaching him?
And what it could get bad because now he might not want you there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he
Might
love
not
his
want you
mama.
around you. Yeah.
He
love
his
I
mama.
believe that.
No matter what you,
You
do
know,
for him.
Yeah, he
But-
love his mama.
I
Give me
think-
some milk.
I thank God, you know that.
Mama's
I-
baby.
I thank God that I done enough. You know that when the situation did come to an end,
They still knew
my
what
boys still call me that.
That's
hear
right.
me?
I'm still their father.
Yes, sir.
You know,
That's all that matters.
they never fail to tell me, you know, I'm the man I am because of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I see why I'm a price. You know what I'm saying?
You put that work in. Yes, sir.
That's huge, and it makes me feel like I did right.
You did what you was
know
supposed to
I'm saying? My daddy did right by me. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely want to do right by my kids, my sons, my
Yeah.
daughters.
You sure
And
enough pivot.
even the sons that become sons.
Yeah.
You know,
From
because you
other
ain't,
mo-
you ain't
yeah.
got to start out no son. You know, all life is just replication of things that happened before. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, that's I don't know how we even
How we got
how
here?
do we pivot back?
We pivot back by going to the car.
Okay, we're going
That's
to
how
the
we
bullet
pivot
note.
back.
We're
We pivot
going.
back. So now we're going to. We mentioned move forward because we talk about taking the next step. We mentioned move forward.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
it's about showing improvement.
Okay.
You know, showing improvement. If you're gonna move forward with a purpose.
Correct.
Don't just step in the garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Move forward with a purpose.
Yeah.
Show improvement
Get better.
in your movement. Get better.
Got to show more
Get
than what you did
stronger.
last time.
Get smarter.
So now okay.
Educate yourself.
How I'm gonna say how do you improve?
Educate
You know what
yourself.
I'm saying? As a felon coming out of prison, the greatest improvement first is not going back to what you left when you went to prison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So showing improvement. I know they're your homeboys. I know they love you and all that. But in order to get better, you have to put yourself in a better situation in order to have different things. You got to be in a different situation. So showing improvement is not going back to the slop. You know what I'm saying? Not saying people slop, but you know what I'm saying? Situations and behaviors and
I was
stuff
just
like
saying.
that. So the first improvement is, I remember I told you when we got this thing that I wanted when we go do our prison tour, we want to do the next me is the
I'll
best
pray for
me.
that for us. We want to go there.
You know what I'm saying? So you to show improvement, we want to instill in them that when I come home from prison, the next me you see will be the best me you ever seen in your life.
Yes, sir.
And that's what it means to show improvement. If we had to sum that up in a sentence, you would say, I'm improving because the next me you see is going to be the best me that you will ever see. So whatever it entails, whatever it takes for the next you to be the best you, that's
what
how
you
you
gotta do.
improve. You know what you struggle with, you know what pull you down. It's up to you to stay away from that. Go ahead, I see you got it on you.
Well, yeah, bro, because, you know, I read some things, you know. Obviously, it's hard for everybody who come out of prison, you know, who get incarcerated, you know. And I can't weigh the odds, you know, but I just read some things up on when the women come out, you know, especially for those that went in, that had children. When they went in, you know, how they have to fight
To get their kids.
Get their
to get
kids
their
back.
kids back, you know what I'm saying?
Something
So
they carry.
I'm saying that to say that, you know, I don't know how good of a mother you were when you went in.
Be a
You
better
know,
one.
I'm thinking maybe you fell a little short in some places, though. Maybe that's why you're there. But when you come out, you know what I'm saying? I know you ready to be the better mother. You know what I'm saying? I know you ready to, because I don't care how close we are with our kids as a man, but the woman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different bond.
It's a
Hands
different.
down.
It's different.
She carried them. She
Hands
nurtured them.
down.
You know, she that bond that the
She's
mother
the
builds with
nurturer.
the child.
That's
so,
all, yeah.
So when you young ladies get out, or ladies, however it is when you get out, for those of y'all that get out and have children,
For you
I know you're
aunties.
ready to be a better mother. You know, I know you're ready to say to your child, listen, you saw what I did. You know, I'm admitting my mistakes. You know, I'm forgiving me. I hope y'all forgive me. Now, let me show y'all the mother that I want to be.
Now
My
we
man
move-
perfect.
now see, now we're showing improvement, but we're moving forward.
Moving forward. My
Moving
man perfect.
forward.
Yeah. What's
So
number 3?
it sound like take the next step. It's all about
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
with anything in life.
With anything.
Forgiving yourself and moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Getting others to forgive you, having that conversation, moving forward. Let's go. We got 9 minutes. Let's roll.
Okay, now we got evolve.
Mm.
Evolve. And what I wrote down with evolve is develop gradually from a simple to a more complex form. And now when I say complex, to me it kind of go back to being I'm better. You know what I'm saying? It may be complex to you because I ain't as easy as you thought I was. Now I'm more complex. I'm more better. I move forward a little bit. I show some improvement. I'm better. I'm a better person than I was before. You know what I'm saying? So not complex and hard to deal with. Complex. I'm better. I'm stronger. You know what I'm saying?
And jumping on evolve. Let me say this because this goes back to like, especially me getting out of prison. Because when I got out of prison, I went from prison to work release. When I got out of work release, my homeboy picked me up, had a fat joint roll. We rolled back from Tarpon Springs work release. I'm smoking probably a half ounce of reefer in the joint. Right. You know what I'm saying? In a gar. So now let's look at this from a felonious. Is that a word?
Yeah, that's a word.
Okay.
I heard. That's what you do to me when
but I heard Pop
was
say that.
ask me.
Pop say something about felonious capers.
Pop Kirkland?
Tupac.
Oh.
R.I.P. Pop.
So Pop Kirkland in the podcast, bro. Rest in peace, Pop.
But
No, yeah.
no. Speaking of, if taking the next step is that we evolve, now we have to be careful where we root ourselves. When I say root, like, because if you think about a tree or a plant, once you plant a seed, it grows roots, it grows up, and the life of that tree, the health of that tree, the reproduction of that tree has everything to do with the ground that the roots are in.
Right.
So
Foundation.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, when you get out of prison, or even people who are not in prison, but definitely this was I had to face with. When you get out of prison, you have to be conscious and mindful of where you place your roots, because you can only produce, you can only develop based on the area, the ground, the places in life that you root yourself. So it's impossible to evolve forward or backward, positive, negative. So it's one thing to evolve. So if you come home from prison, you might not be selling dope, but you still sit in the trap with your dogs. You're rooting yourself in that ground. Right. So if you're going to evolve, you need to check your roots.
Yeah, that situation.
Check the soil, check the ground that you rooting yourself in. Even some, like I've never been a big person that go out to the clubs, but some people when they come out of prison, they don't need to go to clubs. Because clubs leads to drinking, leads to chasing women, leads to getting into altercation. So some people don't need to set their roots there. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with the club, but some people, when they go to the club, if you got a problem with alcohol, you don't need to go hang out at the club. You know what I'm saying? Even though you may not be drinking, you'll eventually start drinking. So when it comes to evolution, I just want to say that just check where your roots are, you know, because you're going to evolve based on the soil that you planted yourself in.
Okay, bro, real quick, because like,
Was that good, Lopez?
another important thing about where you root yourself, you know,
Let's go.
or where you rooted at, you know, if you're rooted into the right foundation, if you tied into what's right, how many times have we seen a big old tree in a storm, you know, blowing it, till, you know, but it ain't going nowhere. I'm talking a heavy storm. That tree was rooted in the right spot.
Right spot.
If you rooted in the right spot, you can weather that storm.
And some branches might fall off.
Oh yeah,
They grow back.
but you're still
Standing.
Yes, sir.
You're still standing.
Still standing.
Get rooted into the right foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying on that.
We got you. We got you.
What you got next? Let's hit this last
I
one.
sure
We
got
5
something
minutes.
for
I
you,
know
bro.
somebody waiting on that.
We got optimize.
What does that mean, sir?
Optimize. Make the best make the best or most of an effective, make the best. Okay, I'm tripping.
Come on now.
Make the best.
Come on, D.
Make the best or most effective use of a situation, opportunity, or resource.
Let's call again. Optimize.
Big Bro Los, the philosopher.
Make the best or most effective use of a situation, whatever situation you might be in, of an opportunity, something you see the opportunity out there, make the best of that situation, or resource. Find a resource and take advantage of it. The resources are out there for you. Grasp them, get it, make the best effective use of that. Get everything you can get out of that resource, bro.
Hey, can you tag me in real quick?
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Get some of this.
I got this little bullet note written down right here. It says, in order to maximize a moment, you have to learn to be in that moment. Again, in order to maximize a moment, you have to learn how to be in the moment.
Okay.
And not too far ahead.
Otherwise, you're not giving it all, and you're not gonna learn how to take the next step. So that means to me, at some point, you have to stay back to being grounded in that moment right there. You have to focus on that moment. Don't worry about what's in front of you. Focus on what's right. Well, I take that back. You need to focus what's in front of you, but what's right in front of you.
Okay, let me tag in.
Go ahead.
Okay, like when Big Brolo said about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for me to effectively conquer that step, that means
Just take that step.
for a moment in my life, I need to focus on fixing those relationships, having
Whatever
those
that is.
conversations,
Yes, sir. Yes,
having
sir.
therapy, whatever it takes to move forward. I don't need to be trying to have those conversations with my baby mamas and start another relationship and start this business.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you saying you
Focus
need to be,
on that.
and we talked about focus on another one. You need to be able to focus until it gets clear.
Mhm.
Then you can move to the next one. I like that. So
Then you can
that's
take
what
next
it
step.
means
Yes,
to
sir.
maximize is to be fully there.
Yes.
Fully there. One problem that I always had in relationships that I wasn't fully there. And I know it's true because multiple women I've been with, and I've had some great women, and they've all told me at some time, like, you're not here. You know, you always think about this business, and you got to run here. You think about that. And I was never fully there, and none of it fully worked. You know what I'm saying? So I like that how optimizing means to be fully there. So you said a definition. We got 2 minutes. I'm going to tie this in, and you got to close us out. You said... Make the best or most effective use of a situation. My feelings. My feelings.
Talk to him.
Optimization. If it don't work for nobody else, it applies to us.
You got a lot of
in
time.
that situation, we have to learn to optimize. Because I've been in that situation, and too many times we spend our time in these corners talking. We gambling. A lot of things. We're doing a lot of counterproductive things to what we need to do when we get out. So my feelings that's still in there, optimization, it should be your word that you focus on. How do I make the best out of this situation? If you've been through a lot and you got this passion right, you need to start writing. My book I wrote, I started writing that in prison. Start making the best out of the situation. Go to those libraries, learn whatever you need to learn. Start working on that book. Start writing your play script. Start writing your business. Start optimize, remove yourself from a lot of that counterproductive behavior, activities that's going on. Spend some time to yourself and make the best of the situation. Absolutely. Stop complaining about it. Stop this. You call home, you talk to your mama, you show your love, you talk to your people, you go back in there and you make the best out of that situation.
Because it ain't going to change right now.
Figuring yourself and getting something prepared for when you get out.
That's good right
We'll close this out, baby.
Yeah, okay, so y'all heard what bro said. You know, maximize,
Time.
optimization. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, you men, you young women, you ladies, you're locked up. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Let your incarceration be your transformation.
Yeah. And move forward. You already in prison. Stop talking about it. Stop complaining about it.
Ain't going to change it.
Move forward.
Yeah, you can't change it. You're already there.
Don't just be an inmate. You know what I'm saying? Be more than that.
Yeah.
Hopefully the resources are there for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Take full advantage.
But if it ain't there, the greatest resource is there. What's on the inside of you?
Believe.
Learn
Make
that.
a
Learn
positive
you.
situation out of a negative situation.
Nobody know you better than you.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
I'm talking.
This Felons Ain't Failure Podcast. We appreciate y'all
FAL,
watching today.
you hear me?
We out of here. We love y'all.
Till next time.